Hello everybody, welcome back to another character guide video for One Piece Burning Blood. My name is Silvokiji, or Silvokiji, whatever you prefer, and this is TheZoneGamingGo. TheZoneGamingGo, Silvokiji&Rohawk, but you can also find it by typing in TheZoneGamingGo on YouTube. Now, this is going to be about Gecko Moria. This is a version 3 guide. There is a version 1 and 2, but they're both going to be deleted on the introduction of this video. Gecko Moria is a no fruit character. He is 2,000 points. He is a keep away, technically. And he's tricky base. Well, that's the style, is tricky base. We're not going to get into the gimmick yet until we get to one of his buttons, but we are going to talk about his body type here. Gecko Moria is kind of like a bowling pin, and is considered what we call a fat character. So generally, the character himself has a really bad time actually sidestepping characters. As you can see from his sidestep, he's not really going anywhere in terms of sidestepping. So even if he does sidestep something, his hurt box is still in the frame. So even though like Ace was to attack and I sidestep, potentially my right side will still get hit because of how big his character is in this sort of proximity, how close I am to Ace at the moment. So when it comes to like, being evasive, Gecko Moria is a no-go. But we're going to talk about a little bit later about exactly what he can do to save himself from being stuck in those scenarios. Now, we're going to be talking about the mix-ups and autos for Gecko Moria right now. For the first thing here, we're going to talk about his beautiful auto combo, which is only 3 hits ending in brick bats forward, right? Yeah, or brick bats front. So, decent amount of damage, actually. This is a unity chain, by the way. And it can be repeated, but we'll get to that in a second. So for interruptions here, so he can't interrupt anything until after his second hit. Now he does have his guard break, or he does have his guard break and his ranged attack, but of course those moves do not link really well with his moves. So basically, if I try to do 3-3 and then do his ranged attack, it's going to be a drop. If I try to even end it for the third one, can't do it. So range attack is a good mix-up tool, I guess, to catch side steps, but for being used in a combo, people can block it, just like Buggy's range attack. So generally, this move can really, only be utilized when you're basically hitting a person on block. And of course, after the range attack, you can actually use a special move right afterwards to actually do something, and you can do any of his special moves, I believe, to actually utilize his. Except the spiky shadow lizard will actually drop because of the way the range attack actually hits. Okay, now for his special interruptions, you can only do that after the first hit. So second and third hit, you'll be able to do it. So I can go 1-2, brick bats front, 1-2, brick bats area. Now brick bats area will drop on the second and the third hit, or after both those hits. And then you have the spiky shadow lizard. This will actually hit, but this will only hit in the combo after the second string if you're close enough to your opponent. Like if you do it from this angle and actually use your basic attack here, which is his auto combo is really good because it does have a good considerable amount of range. Being a lazy character as he is, he can hit you from this distance, but as you can see, H slash is like backing my opponent away. So I believe after like a certain distance, I'll actually miss and push the opponent too far back. So when it comes to after the third hit, when you're actually performing the Shadow Spiky Lizard, it will not be an actual true block string, or because the character himself will be out of the combo. But the brick bats front, as mentioned before, this one will always be able to chain. As I say that, it just drops. Oh no. Okay, I'm sorry. On the second hit, brick bats front is a chain. On the second hit, Spiky Shadow Lizard's a chain. Area will not be able to chain, and on the after the third hit, brick bats front is considered a mix-up. So on the third hit, all 3 of these moves will all drop. So when it comes to that scenario, it basically just kind of comes to mixing up your opponent, basically. Now area is a AoE, so if the opponent does sidestep, they will get caught. Brick bats front does the most damage out of all of them and will start unity, as well as can cause juggles. And Spiky Shadow Lizard is Gecko Moria's big damaging startup tool, and we'll get to that in a second. For his guard break here, Gecko Moria takes a bow with his double man and hits the opponent away. Which cool thing about this move is that technically there's 2 hurt boxes here. You have Gecko Moria, who actually does it first, and then you have the double man. This actually makes Gecko Moria a pretty good keep away in terms of even if you get close enough, he can keep you back just by simply doing this move. And the reason I say this is because you can in fact take this, but there's still another character or another length in front of you. Like, it doesn't really count, but it's just the way he actually separates you from himself, like getting that extra hitbox there, or hurt box in your way. Now, his heavy guard break is one of his most damaging moves, if not his most damaging attack. I like to call it the double body slam, and basically he jumps up in the air and slams on the ground. Now, you can in fact just get hit by either way you're gonna get hit. If you get hit by the first one or second one, it's going to be considered the same amount of damage. Now, this move actually puts Gecko Moria in the air. So as you can see how Ace is looking up in the air when I do this move. Yeah, looks up in the air as I'm doing this move. Yeah, I can actually basically low profile certain attacks. So, which makes that a very good move when being done against certain characters that use like the rush forward. Now, of course, this move is very risky done for someone's face, but it can also be used a very strong like guessing tool for your opponent, because sometimes they'll try to punish you, and if they try to punish you, they're going to get in the back. That's just how it's going to go. Okay, so next move here, we just put the range attack. Now, in the combo, range attack and guard break are both the same thing. Okay, for his unique move, this is where the gimmick actually kicks in. I forgot what this move is called. I call it Shadow Take. It has an actual move name. It's not in here. Can't remember the name of it, but what he does is that he actually snaps your shadow. You no longer have a shadow. You can also see that because the Ace has no shadow below him. And while he's doing this, you will take poison damage like the whole time unless you switch out. Unless Moria switches out, or unless you actually knock him down. So those are the only 3 methods to get rid of this poison. Now, if my calculations are correct, you will be dead within 1 minute and 5 seconds if you basically don't, counteract the poison. And this is where Moria's keep away comes into really good handy. Now, with the Brickback's front and everything, he can basically keep you so far back. You're dying from the poison. You're trying your best. Now, that is 1 minute and 5 seconds, but if you're getting chipped repeatedly by Brickback's forward and getting knocked away repeatedly, you're basically going to be dead way faster than 1 minute and 5 seconds. Now, a really interesting way to actually combo this, because the move itself is not unblockable and is very unsafe on block, is to utilize his auto combo here, which is basically attack, spiky shadow lizard, then press unique once and press it again, and it'll automatically be a chain because of the way the move is worked out, and you'll be able to get the Shadow Take move off the opponent. Now, this is not the only method to actually successfully do this. This is just one of the easiest ways I figured out to do this with Moria. It's very simplistic to do, and it just keeps people in check. Now, another example for a combo here is to do the attack, spiky shadow lizard, wait a little bit, and then heavy guard break. This is almost a 50% damaging combo, and it basically out damages like most combos that certain characters can do. Like, how people are very scared of Marco all the time, just because he's a big rush based character. This completely dwarfs his damage. 2 hits Moria, or 2 combos from Moria with that, in that fashion, is super deadly. On top of that, because of the fact that if he chooses not to actually Logi the first 2 strikes, this strike right here, the spiky shadow lizard, is unblockable. Okay, next move here is your jumping attack. Now, when Moria jumps in the air and does his attack, he is completely stationary. He doesn't move. He doesn't go forward. So just like how let's look at Bo Hancock here. Nope, wrong character. So when Bo Hancock does her jump attack, she goes to his opponent. Same thing with every other character, something like that, depending. Well, except Dr. Now, but Gecko Moria, he's stationary. So when he's actually doing a stationary move, he just stays still. He can't do a forward. He can't do an incoming, is what I'm trying to say. He doesn't really do a good incoming. One of his easiest defensive moves is to actually jump and press this, just so he can actually hit the opponent. And the range on his jump attack and his jump unique are both considerably high. It's almost completely safe, because the distance he has to be to do this move is not even that bad. Both his jump attack and jump unique are both the same, in case you're wondering. His running attack is what I believe Rohawk calls the Gecko Slap, which puts the opponent in a stagger type state. And of course, just like all the other characters that puts people in stagger type states, you can combo them afterwards. Okay, now going back to a little special attack here is Brickback's area. Now, Brickback's area releases bats all around him. It's an AoE, we mentioned before. This move itself doesn't do that much chip damage, but it's an AoE. So, it also is a anti-air. So that's also pretty good to note as well. And then you have Brickback's front. Brickback's front, like I mentioned before, is a unity chain. This move actually is a pick-me-up. Now, the further Moria is from the opponent, I believe the more they'll actually get leaped in the air. So if you're actually a considerable distance away, the opponent will keep on going far, and you can just keep on comboing them up to 3 times, depending on how many hits you actually done. And of course, after those times, you can still do a unity. Okay, he just got hit by too many bats the second time. That's why he keeps dropping. And then you have Spiky Shadow Lizard here. Now, Spiky Shadow Lizard, before I mentioned, it is a guard break. This initial move where he spikes is not a guard break. The guard break is the spike. This move is also really cool to use, because you can actually just go Brickback's front and then basically utilize the Spiky Shadow Lizard to set up a trap for your opponent when they get up. So basically, they're gonna have to move. So certain range-based characters aren't able to actually punish you because they're they're constantly being hit by that spiky shadow lizard setup. Okay, so let's look at this here. Actually, you know what? Yeah. So I'm gonna add chip damage to the Moria's brickbat's front here, just so you can see how much damage it does by chip. Decent chip damage. Look at that chip damage. Okay. Let's do brickbat's area real quick. Okay. Still considerable. And I look at the actual damage from brickbat's front. So yeah, so even if you block brickbat's front and take that guard damage, it's still almost the the max damage that it actually does. It's just you're not gonna get the leap up. Okay, so moving on to Gecko Moria's other moves. Is his... We could go... since we already started, I guess we can just go to his guard stuff now. Okay, so Gecko Moria, when he actually does his flash guard or flash counter, it's basically this right here. Now, when he goes into his flash guard, he's one of the few characters with a unique flash guard. It is a teleportation. So we're gonna actually go to normal, let the person actually hit me. I gotta have to... Just hit me. Just hit me. There we go. If you're hit with a regular attack, whatever, you teleport behind the opponent. Look at how evil. Man, he looks really evil. And of course, you can counter the opponent with different moves and stuff, depending on where they actually are when you teleport. This is actually a very good safe option for Moria. So Moria cannot do well under pressure from close combat characters, but with the help of the flash guard, he's able to get out of combos, switching somebody else. So if you flash guard somebody with Gecko Moria, you can switch somebody else in, do some damage with them, basically save Gecko Moria's life. So Gecko Moria in the corner, he will get destroyed, but with the help of that flash guard, he's able to get out of that corner and live another day. Now, with the special button here, or the ability button, his moves are enhanced. The brickbat's front actually fires out more bats. The brickbat's front, but brickbat's area fires out more bats. Technically, front does the same thing. Front does fire more bats, but the hitbox changed. So for brickbat's front, he actually sends out bats like a little bit further from himself. So in certain distances, if he's actually performing a brickbat's front and he finds out, oh, I'm a little bit too far away to continue to combo or continue to loop, I can do the enhanced brickbat's front to actually deliver the attack. So as you can see, even though I'm directly, the basic version of brickbat's front actually works. So basic and enhanced. Now the enhanced one does fire out more bats and does more damage, so it's also a very good tool to actually use. And utilizing those brickbats when your opponent's on the ground is also very good as well. Like, you're making your opponent get up blocking. I mean, sure, they can jump in the air, but they're going to get hit by the brickbats no matter what. Now, enhanced Spiky Shadow Lizard actually has additional properties. It'll actually do a max damage combo there, doing plenty of damage. It's very good to do when you're going to kill your opponent. I don't really recommend it doing it early on. I mean, I guess if you're like, I'm never going to get another chance to do this again, go for it. But in most cases, you're probably not going to be doing that move. For his special movement, it is a teleport. Gecko Moria stands still for a little bit and teleports behind the opponent. Now, I do believe he cannot cancel. Well, yes, he can. He can cancel out of the teleport. Well, that's good to know. Yep, he can cancel his special moves, add the teleport. Awesome. Pretty much anything can happen after he gets the cancellation to the teleport. I was thinking about that because I saw Crocodile could do the same thing, so I was wondering Moria can do it. So Moria can do it. When he goes into teleport and comes out, he can cancel into these moves. Really cool. Okay, I think this pretty much explains Moria's move kit here. So we're gonna move on to his ultimate. Now his ultimate is a transformation. So you gotta press the R3 the first time to go into his awakening here. And then after that, you go straight into his beautiful Shadow Asgard's mode. Now, Asgard is his first time playable in any One Piece game, and it's super cool to actually have this. I'm not going to be able to explain to you each move's name, but I will give you kind of rundown. So the first move, the attack move, is a triple hit here, decent amount of damage. And then you have his black box, which is the triangle button, or the unique button. He does brick best in black box here. Now, I believe this move itself is a really good range move, and it's pretty hard to actually dodge as a whole. And then you have his unblockable, which is basically the Spiky Shadow Lizard, just done in his Shadow Asgard mode. So you can actually do this, and then do the black box for a combo. Now, one of the unique things about Shadow Asgard mode for Gecko Moria is that he is one of the only two characters, or two giant characters in the entire game that can actually teleport. So he keeps his teleportation ability. So even if your opponent's running away, you can teleport, cancel out, and go in for a combo there. Okay, so let's actually move on to his chip damage here. So chipping. So his Brick Bats still does a miss chip or a good amount of chip here. You can actually kind of spam this a little bit. And now I do believe the move itself is really strong in terms of, like, you know, chipping, because your opponent, no matter how much they're blocked, you got to think about this, guys. This is a 30-second ultimate. So sure, you're like, you know, you're blocking all this chip, all these Brick Bats, but you're taking a considerable amount of damage here. And like, I'm over here, like, I'm perfectly okay with dealing that much damage to you, and then just kind of ending your life there. Now, things that Gecko Moria lacks. Now, Gecko Moria does lack a cross-up. He doesn't have cross-ups. He doesn't have good incomings. He's not very good under pressure. When it comes to going up against characters that are like close combat, like Koala and stuff, he gets destroyed. People like Garp, he'll get destroyed. Now, if he's able to keep, like, if you're at a distance like this, if you're like a proper distance with Moria, you can beat anybody, actually, except Marco. But you can beat anybody except Marco. When it comes to distance, he is your guy. Like, the only person that really compares to him in terms of long distance combat is Enel. Now, with the setup potential, he prevents people from actually using their range moves, so you can kind of do this. Then you spike a Shadow Lizard, do your like side steps there, you kind of go in, keep the pressure, just basically keep it up. You can keep the pressure up on your opponent, making them, like, you know, kind of approach you in different aspects, because you, at this distance, you don't even care anymore. You can just spam out stuff, do whatever you want, get your opponent. Now, if you do manage to get a good combo in, of course, yeah, I mean, just go for it. Just go for it. And you look 50%, and you're keeping up the pressure. Just love it. Okay, guys, that's pretty much it with Gecko Moria character guide version number 3. Hope you guys enjoyed and learned a little bit about Gecko Moria in the process. Until next time, enjoy playing Weapons, Murder, and Blood, and hope to see you guys watch the random tournament that's going to be happening this Saturday on the 24th? Yeah, 24th. See ya.